Hey guys, this is you. Welcome to the channel. Today we're driving the 2024 BYD SEAL Performance. This is a top spec of the SEAL lineup. In case you don't know the BYD SEAL, this is more like a sedan or performance or sporty sedan that's available in New Zealand and Australia. Today we are going to have a quick walk around and do a point of view test drive. I'll let you know my thoughts about this vehicle. In terms of pricing, this vehicle is at $83,990 for New Zealand market. If you're looking to purchase one, if you are in North Island, I would highly recommend Abbott BYD Hamilton dealership for your purchase and inquiry. First thing, let's have a look at the outside. Alright. This is probably one of the coolest sedans I've ever seen on the market in terms of design and all that things. There's a lot of designs going on about this vehicle, but nothing's overly designed. Everything stays with what it is and how you design it, how the performance is like, things like that. It's absolutely lovely. We are getting the 19-inch wheels on this one, but if you option for the basic spec, you will get 18-inch. At the back, lovely tail lights that run through. These tail lights has so many LED bulbs in it. Let's see the dots over here. Looks really cool. Behind, we have the BYD logo plus the 3.8 seconds means this car from 0 to 100k will reach you about 3.8 seconds, which hopefully we'll test something like that today. We have a BYD design over there, and at the front, just the BYD logo plus full LED premium headlights. These are your daytime running lights. Looks really cool. In terms of charging, this vehicle supports up to 150 kilowatts of DC charging, up to 7 kilowatts AC charging, so that's pretty industry standard. In the boot, we have power tailgate on the BYD SEAL. It's quite deep, but it's okay in the width, but it's not really high being a sedan like this. About 400 liters of boot space, including the small storage over here. As standard, we are getting the vehicle to load cable and also the cover, the sunshade cover on the interior. So not massive, it's definitely a little bit smaller compared to the Model 3, but it's not too small for most of the part of it. Opening the bonnet, we are actually getting a Frank. This is the first BYD vehicle in New Zealand that's sold with the Frank space. So about 50 liters, a nice storage mat over there. Again, it's a little bit smaller than the Tesla Model 3, but it's good that you have that sort of space for your cables, things like that. Going to the rear seats, pretty simple. We are getting very premium leather finish on the seats. Like, I love the stitchings, I love the quality. The wheelbase is the seat base is quite long. Let's step in. All right. This is my sitting position at the front, about 178 centimeters tall or 5'10". I've got tons of leg room, tons of knee room. No problem. My headroom is really good as well. Since it's got a full panoramic sort of glass roof, I still have tons of headroom, no problem, no issue for me. And the sitting position is quite laid back. It's luxury feeling. It's not like sitting straight up compared to all the other SUVs you're buying these days. Anyway, very lovely. You get small pockets, air vents, and some charging devices underneath. Center armrest, good quality. Look at the leather finish. It's so soft and squeegee. It's so premium. I love the interior trim. You are getting a white or gray stitchings and blue stitchings along with it. I do love sitting at the back of this car. Let's close the door. How premium that sound is. Try again. That's premium sound. We got dyno audio on the performance and premium spec, plus leather finish again, Alcantara finish in the center, some plastic just by the it's here, but it's totally fine. It's not cheap plastic either, and very premium finish over here. We are getting opposing ambient lighting. Again, you can change different colors if you wish. So overall, very premium to sit at back. Super spacious. This is way more space than the Tesla Model 3. No doubt. Next, let's quickly talk about door handles. Press this button, that opens up, but when it's closed, it says flash, or when it drives, it says flash. So it helps with aerodynamic. I like this compared to the Tesla Model 3. This is a lot better. Sometimes if you leave the vehicle for too long, it automatically closes itself, by the way. So not too bad. I love the BYD logo that's designed. Did you notice the seats did go a little bit further, so just give you a comfort access. Stepping. Let's start again. Very quiet. I love that. In front of us, we get nice leather steering wrapped on the BYD SEAL. This shape is very similar to the BYD Atto 3 or even the BYD Dolphin, but you do feel it's larger and the leather is thick as well, different material. All these buttons are different material as well. They are same logic on how to control the information, but they are different buttons. On the side, again, the premium and comfort carries on, leather finish, Alcantara in the center. We got squeegee material on the top, and up here we get gigantic screen. So yeah, overall finish is really good. The seats are very supportive. Look at the leather finish. We are getting an NFC card reader over here if you want to use the card to start the vehicle. Otherwise, you get the mechanical key. In terms of dashboard, that's 10.3 inch, I believe, so massive compared to a lot of traditional cars or manufacturers. And these are 15.6 inch, I believe. Again, hopefully I'm not wrong. This is massive as well. So yeah, everything is really clear to read, but there's a lot of information on the dashboard. You can change the center display, go left and right. You can even change different sort of graphic if you wish to, classic or simple. Anyway, that's okay for read. In terms of the center display, just like what you expect on the BYD, it's large, it's got a party trick, so vertical, horizontal, whichever you like. And using this, very simple. You can do navigation, which is really fast. You can do Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, both are wired, I believe. And the 360 camera is absolutely great. It's got really good quality, things like that. And one thing I found, you can even change the variety of theme that's behind. Not many, but you can do that. Plus you're getting OTA update and small icons on the top if you wish to control anything. In the center, 2 wireless phone charging plus the gear selector. I love the design actually. This is nothing like other BYDs, but very nice small design. Small gear selector, which absolutely works. Center cup holders and deep storage, plus some additional storage tray underneath. Glove box, a decent size too. So yeah, overall space and size really good. And what it is for all the things, everything you touch feels really, really premium. Everything is in the right place as far as I can see. Anyway, all of that, let's go for a drive, see how this goes. Let's go through some numbers first. The battery pack is 83 kWh battery for the BYD Blade battery tag. That means out of WLTP, you will get around 520 kilometers out of full charge. In terms of motor, this has a dual motor, one single motor at the front, one single motor at the back, driven the vehicle to all-wheel drive performance. Combined, you are getting 390 kilowatts of power and 670 Newton meters of torque. That number is massive. If you don't need something like this, you can go to the Performance or even the basic trim. The power goes somewhere around 150 kilowatts or 230 kilowatts, depends on what you need. Where this one is going to be the hyper performance version. From 0 to 100 k's, this is about 3.8 seconds. And that's really fast for what you need and all that things. Let's quickly tap the mode button to go to sport, see how this goes around here. Look at that! I need to immediately slow down just so I don't throw myself into the corner of the building. That's cool. let's do some urban driving first before we head to the rural side to give a little bit more performance level. And handling is really well around the corner, just like that. It's pretty responsive. It's very direct for the handling. I love the steering shape, by the way. It's a very nice touch, very thick. And here, if we want to accelerate really quick, we can do. Let's do from 30, boost. Whoa, just like that. It almost felt like the motor, one of the motor was somehow maybe shut off during the time or anything like that. When we start driving, it's sort of kicking. You are feeling that push behind the steering or behind the wheel. Let's test again. Just like that. The pedal response is just instant. Very minimum hesitation once you put your foot down. This is definitely the most aggressive driving BYD I've ever driven. Of course, this is the Performance Edition. It's supposed to be. In terms of drive mode, we have 3 available, which is we're driving right now on Sport. You can see the red line as well. That means we're driving on Sport. If you use this switch in the center to go to Eco, that goes to the blue color, and go next one, Normal, no more color. Just like that. That's how you to tell whichever is different. In terms of noise, relatively easy to cruise. Very minimal noise coming from the drivetrain. The motor doesn't really make much noise. And on this road surface, it's a rainy day, it's wet, and it should be noisy, but there's nothing noisy at all. The ride is very premium. It's soft. Although this is a Performance Edition, this still feels very soft on the suspension. If you don't push it hard, of course. Here are very rough seals, so you are going to pick up the noise, things like that. And brakes performance good. Yeah, handles really well. It's not throwing me around corners. Since it's a sedan, it sits quite low, not like a traditional SUVs on the road. Feel relatively supportive on the handling part of it. Let's do a U-turn here just so we can go back on motorway. And U-turn is really easy. I love how the color was reading on the left. Again, you can change different graphics on the dashboard, so it shows a little bit different information of what we have. Let's go back to Sport, just so we can test a little bit more on the performance. We are going to slow down over here since there's no one behind us. Let's test. Whoa, that's really fast. Let's brake, test again. Wow, just wow, the performance out of it is insane. Whew, that's fast. That's fast. You can see the large numbers going up really heavily, really quickly, and it's just never slowing down at all. And now cruising on a motorway, it's easy, it's cruisy. And speaking of visibility, the rear mirror, that side is all okay. The windscreen is reasonably large. The rear windscreen is on the small side though, so there's a little bit blind spot if there's someone's taller sitting at the back or in the middle, things like that. Otherwise, it's okay, it's decent in most cases. Let's slow it down again. There's no one behind us. 1, 2, 3, boost. That's almost too fast around these corners. I love the seats are hugging me really well, so it's not dangerous for me, the feeling of myself, but I'm pretty sure if someone sits at the passenger seats, they are going to have a much stronger feeling. The power just never ending. It just continuous power over the time, over the acceleration. It's quite fun. At the same time, the suspension is never hard at all. It's just always soft. Just giving me all the confidence on this road, on this surface. Even on sport mode, the suspension is relatively soft. You can feel that. And this is a large corner to test. There's a little bit body roll, but not by much. A bit understeer here and there, again, but not by much. I almost had to let go the pedal a little bit occasionally, just so I don't get so much push out of the wheels or steering. As going around the corners, the pedal is just really responsive. It's quite direct, not too bad. At some point, like when you are going really fast or braking really slow, I almost felt like there's a gear change. I don't think there's any gears, of course. This is just a single speed gear on the SEAL, on the EV, but almost feel like there's a gear change. You can feel that gear change in between. Let's slow it down. There's no one behind us. 1, 2, 3. Can you see that small hesitation in between? I think just the vehicle trying to pick up the maximum amount of speed for me. But anyway, this is good. The whole steering response, it just feels direct. But is it quite sporty? I don't think so. I think the steering feels relatively soft or gentle on most of the corners. Even if this is a performance vehicle, I don't think they did anything with the steering specifically. It's not making it hard, not making it too sharp, as far as I can tell. Still going to be a very cruisy vehicle for most cases, for most people. Yeah, still cruisy. I'm still very confident around these corners. I'm not terrified of any corners in this car. But it's not as sharp as some, let's say a BMW M3 or anything like that for sure. It's nowhere close as something like that. Slow it down, just be reasonable. There's a lot of fun, but there's a lot of fun. Driving in those country roads, this car is actually okay on the fun part. I don't think this is as good on the handling part as compared to the Tesla Model 3. But overall, the confidence on the handling, the cornering is still decent. Alright, we're meeting another corner over here. Again, we do not have anyone behind us. I do apologize. Alright, let's do another one. 1, 2, 3. This one is much better. This one was much better. Look at the acceleration. That was much better. It wasn't a full launch control, of course. I'm not gonna do it in a test drive vehicle like this, but really good drive, really good acceleration, and all that acceleration still felt like I'm in control. I'm not losing control on this vehicle at all. And I like how BYD's approach on this product. Every time it just felt gentle, felt relatively talkative to you. Just like that. Handles the corner easily. Again, it's not super sporty on handling, but it's totally fun. Like it does the job, and you're not feeling inconfident on these corners. Look at that. It's just just passing through very comfortably. Very nice. Let's go back to normal mode just so we can give it a sensible drive around town, things like that, just to see how this runs. Now it's just quiet, nothing special. Another thing I noticed, even on the sport mode, when we accelerate, there's not much motor noise, because a lot of these cars will get really loud motor noise being an EV because there's no other sound that's available. For this car, not much, to be fair, not much. And driving normal, very cruisy. I love the suspension, and the noise level on these cars is really small. I think this is actually really good cabin and all that sound quality compared to the BYD SEAL, compared to the BYD Dolphin and BYD Atto 3 actually. Obviously they are on different platforms and even different tires and wheels, things like that, but this feels premium. The ride quality is really good. Like this is just perfect daily drive vehicle, or maybe underrated vehicle. If you drive on the road, no one knows you are really fast, and suddenly around the corner you are faster than most people on the road. That's the cool part of it, I think, about EVs and things like that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the content. That's pretty much all I wish to talk about on this particular video about the BYD SEAL Performance. If you're looking to purchase one of these, contact AWD BYD Hamilton for your purchase and inquiry. I'll leave all their contact details down below. If you're looking for more POV Drive review videos about cars in New Zealand, do not forget to subscribe and like down below. That would be really appreciated for this small channel. As always, I'll see you in the next video.